Let's take a look at the Trail Mini 4-wheel drive Kumamon version. So yes, inside this box is the Kumamon version of the Vroom Vroom car that you've seen. A lot of you love that little car because it looks so cute. It is not a fast car, unfortunately. It's not meant for mini 4-wheel drive racing, but this is like meant for as like a fun thing. I think that if you like the lunchbox and those big trucks with the big wheels, and you like those kinds of races, I think this kind of car or truck, if you can call it that, will fit right in, or buggy, I think it is. We're going to be exploring other ways of taking some of these parts, maybe just the cowl here, and seeing if it fits on other chassis. So, inside this kit, Trail Mini 4-wheel drive Kumamon version 15th anniversary edition. Yes, very, very cool. On the side of the box, we see that it is the Easy chassis. Yes, and all of this stuff here in Japanese, but here we see it says powerful 4-wheel drive performance. Well, sort of. Moves at walking pace. Okay, so that's your clue to basically prove to you, or prove to yourself, that this is not for racing per se. So there are people who are working on making this a faster vehicle, but at this moment in time, it is not the super fast racing car that we would perhaps love to race with on a track. So basically this is good for trail racing, or those rock climbing racing type courses, things like that. So it says here, the model can climb steep slopes. Yes. And yeah, you see these big gears here. It's like very similar to what the big trucks like the Lunchbox and the Toyota trucks, those big wheel trucks. That's what this is like comparable to. So yeah, very cool. And it says here, uses one AA battery and only use the kit standard motor. And this is it should be a regular motor, but we'll take a look inside and see if that's the case. So here, okay, we see on here it says 1,400 yen, which is the equivalent of like $14 for the kit. And here about the model, this special mini 4-wheel drive car assembly kit commemorates the 15th anniversary of Kumamoto Prefecture, official character Kumamon's birth. The Easy chassis has a central double shaft motor and requires no cement or screws, requires one AA battery, off-road tires help to climb steep slopes, includes dedicated stickers. Yay! And all you need are side cutters and tweezers to build this kit. And the other side has the same thing as this side. So let's take a look at what's inside. Ta-da! Empty box on the inside. And here we have the kit contents. Yeah. So right here, as you all know, the animal racers, whenever they include an animal, they're always stapled on, or taped in this case, onto the side of the box right here. So here is the super ultra mega cute Kumamon bear. Very cool. And I've seen some stores sell this for $5 a piece. So this is worth $5, this little animal. And here are, yes, what is it? It basically covers the gears. So it's a gear cover. And then here we have the wheels, and they are reasonably squishy. A lot of nice grip on them, as you see, with the treads. Very cool. And then we have the motor itself along with the two axles. So these are going to be different than your typical 4-wheel drive axles, the wheel shafts. As you see, they are shorter, and so these are not exactly compatible with other 4-wheel drive kits, right, because these are shorter. So this is a double shaft motor, so it looks like it's not vented on one side like some of those. Well, if you take a look at the drill and the electric drill, the handy drill that Tamiya sells, they've got holes popped onto the outside of the motor. And I think that's to aspirate the motor and make it faster. So I'm not quite sure if that's the case, but yeah, I think that's why you're not allowed to use the motor from the handy drill in your mini 4-wheel drive cars, even though it's a white bell motor. It still has those square holes, and that is like a no-no. Like some people in other countries have popped holes in their motors and they successfully increase the speed of their motors that way, and you're not allowed to do that. So do not tamper with your motors if you're racing in a mini 4-wheel drive race. Otherwise, you'll be DQ'd. So we have 4 shafts here for these extra gears. Oh, these are smaller gears than your typical the lunchbox truck or the other kinds of trucks. The other ones have like bigger gears. So these are small gears right here. They're actually tiny. And then, aha, what's considered the A parts here. So the A parts, let's take a look at them. Let's pop them open and see. This wouldn't be cool unless you actually saw what the parts look like. So I see so many of these unboxing videos, and these people just keep the stuff in the bag so they can then resell the kit later on. But here I'm going to show you, like, I actually build these kits, so I want you to build your kits too. So if you're just a collector, that's one thing, but if you're actually building cars, then you should really show proper unboxings, right? So you should be able to see all the parts. And so here, the canopy itself with all of the cage that goes on top of the canopy. Yeah, and here is where you'll have to color them using paint for the springs, these fake springs right here. And here, if you don't want to use Kumamon, if you want to save Kumamon for something, for a rainy day, for another car, then you can always use the person that they include here. So yeah, so you have the option of using the person with the helmet on instead of the Kumamon animal. So that's pretty cool. So let me cut this open so everybody could see what Kumamon looks like up close. Here we go, in all of his glory. Yes, very cool. So he's fatter than this one right here. This one's lighter, I think, than this one, but we'll see. We'll see if it is the case. And let's see, let's open up these gear covers here. Why not? So you can take a much closer look at them. Yeah, very cool. What else? We get the wheels. Yes. PP parts. Yep. Polypropylene. Yes. And, ooh, other parts. Is this like a B parts? So let's see. Oh, cool. Other parts for your car. And the instructions. It's in leaflet format rather than booklet format. I'm not sure about this crosshatch kind of design on here. It looks like, what is it, like plaid or something like that? It looks kind of funny. Yeah, it's plaid. I guess Kumamon likes plaid. And the special stickers. There we go. Foil paper stickers. Very, very cool. So many of you probably noticed this, that every four-wheel drive car usually has like an extra sticker that is like, it's a bonus, I call it. And what I do is I like to basically attach it to my box, right? So I have all these little extra stickers right here, and they're from all the various kits that I've built. And this is just one box, right? So I have another one that has the same amount of stickers all over it. And I still have more stickers to stick, but I'm running out of room on them, so I have to like basically stick them on other boxes as well, other pit box covers. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there we go. So let's put this stuff back. Let me just see if I can get this off of this so that we can take a, oh, we can just look at it from this high level perspective. Let's see with this FMA chassis if this is going to fit here. So it looks like there's a good chance that it'll fit this FMA chassis. I'm not sure about the height though. It looks like the height it might go over. So that's strange that, yeah, it looks like it will fit. I assume that there's something here that will allow me to latch onto this part here. I don't know. It seems to kind of just fit squarely on there. So FMA, a possibility, it looks like. A possibility. Let's take a look at other chassis and see if it also fits on them. I'm going to try VZ, MA, and all the other ones too. Okay, so here is a VZ chassis. It's the Kumamon Ella Glitter, a very special edition of the Ella Glitter. And if you recall, the Ella Glitter also included an alternate character. Instead of Kumamon, it included a helmet-wearing person in there. And let's see if this fits onto a VZ chassis. So, if I trimmed off these tree parts here, it looks like there is a good possibility that it will fit on here too. Huh. Well, maybe not, because the wings are blocking the way here. As you see here, the wings of this are blocking the way. So these wings just stick out a little too much. Let me see. Let me go back to here again, to the FMA chassis. Why did it seem to fit better on here? Well, wait a minute. So yeah, here are the wings right here in the FMA chassis. And so this part here on the edge of this easy chassis cowl is just about hitting the wings here. So this part here is just hitting the wings. So it may or may not fit, right? It may be too high. I'll bet if you just took these bars off, the whole thing would just fit properly. But you're not allowed to cut the cowl. However, there are some races that will allow you to trim the cowl to make it fit onto a chassis. And if you can race in one of those races, then it might be allowed. So let's take a look at Super 2. Somebody said that they had the most luck with Super 2 trying to get this onto a Super 2 chassis. And maybe it's because there are no wings on the sides, as you see here. Let's take a look. So it looks like it will clear if I didn't have these trees on here, the tree things. Let me see. Let me coarsely cut this off and then I'll trim it later. I don't know. I think there is a possibility that it'll fit, but I think you have to really finagle it to fit. Because this is like not clearing these small wheels here. It's like this is a little too wide for this. And if I swing it back here this way, it's still like this is about to touch the chassis here. I don't think this will be a good fit either. So I don't know. I don't know why the person who said that this might fit on a Super 2 chassis, I don't know what his reasoning was on this. Can you flip it backwards? Let's see. Maybe you can flip it backwards. Nope. I think this is a very weird looking chassis. So it might be that if I included the other piece, there's probably another piece that allows me to basically insert this into, yeah, it's probably this piece right here. And if I connect that to here, then it might fit into the Super 2 chassis better. I'm not sure. We'll see. So we'll revisit that. And then we've got the AR chassis. Let's see if the AR chassis works. So yeah, a lot of people consider this to be the meta of AR chassis cars, or the meta of all cars these days. This, the Hurricane Sonic, which is polycarbonate shell with an AR chassis. Basically, if you're racing one of these polycarbonate shell cars, then you're kind of relying on the fact that you're just running the chassis, right? So imagine if you were to run this car without the canopy on a track. That's how you have to think about it. And so if your AR chassis is really stable, then having this on there, it shouldn't decrease the stability by that much. So let's take a look here. Let's see if this will fit. Oh, there's no way this will fit on here. There's just like things are hitting too badly over here. Like here, this is causing this part here, the gear cover of the AR chassis is preventing this from closing all the way. So this would not be a good candidate for this canopy. So okay, so we know that AR is definitely out, like totally. It's just hitting it too much. Now the cool thing about the AR chassis is you don't have to remove the canopy to change the batteries. The batteries can be changed just like this. And so a lot of people like the AR chassis because of that, because they can get easy access to the batteries. So that's a cool thing about the AR chassis. Now the MA chassis, this is very intriguing. Now, should I even include MS? And the quick answer is no, because the whole chassis is narrow and it doesn't quite fit into a lane as snugly as all the other cars. There's so much gap between the rollers on an MS chassis that I don't think too many people are seriously competing with MS chassis anymore, especially if they're racing against non-MS cars, in box stock, that is. So let's take a look at this. Like, I know that, and you all know that, MS open cars that have the suspensions in them, they're some of the best open class cars out there, but there are non-MS cars that are quickly ramping up and becoming better than MS open with suspension cars. So yeah, just having a suspension doesn't mean that you'll always win races. So here, this is the MA chassis, and there's just too much. It's not even like the other ones, at least it sat close to the wings. This one, it's too wide, and so this easy chassis canopy is not going to clear the sides at all. So you cannot use this on an MA chassis. So MA and AR are totally out. There's the possibility with VZ, there's the possibility with FMA, there's a possibility with Super 2, and that's it. Yeah. So yeah, take a look at this in a future video and see if we can get this, finagle this somehow to get it to fit onto either a VZ or Super 2 or FMA chassis. I think that would be very cool to know if that could be done. And yeah, as you see, it's got two seats right here. So the cool thing is, where's my Kumamon? So the cool thing is you can put two Kumamons here, not just one. So here, you can put it right here like that. But why would you do that, right? Because then the car will be like weighed down towards this side. And if you did it like this, it'd be weighed down towards the other side. So if you put it in the middle, that's your best chance of keeping it like dead center weight, but it doesn't fit in the middle. See, the way that this is built, this is like too long to fit inside here unless you shaved part of this off, but that would be against the rules. So you have to put more than one of these in here to make it kind of like balanced. And here's the thing. You're not allowed to put an extra thing onto your car, right? If you're doing box stock. So having two of these Kumamons in here, that would lead to a disqualification in a lot of races. So let me see. Let me just clip this off quickly. And I'll trim all these plastic parts later, but I want to see how close this is to this in weight, in terms of weight. So let's get our little scale out and see what that might be. Now remember, it might weigh a tiny smidge bit more just because of this little end piece that I haven't trimmed off yet. So we have 0.81, okay. And then for this one, we have 1.45. So these are not weighed the same. So if you were to put both of these, see, so this came with the box, so you can use this in your build. It's not like a one or the other kind of thing. So here, and the rules might be iffy, right, on something like this, because you got both of them, but the box cover itself actually shows just Kumamon and not this other racer. So using this might actually be DQ in certain races. But yeah, if you did this, this gets you more of a centered weight, but it's not quite. It's still heavier on this side because Kumamon's heavier. And same thing if you flipped it the other way, then this side would be heavier than this side, just because he weighs more and he'll be on this side. So you can't win with putting either character in there. If you just left this out like this, just left it like this, left it alone like this, and you just used this as your canopy on your car, then that is the best way to make it as balanced as possible. Now, let's take a look. Is this symmetrical? It looks like it's more or less symmetrical, except look, it's cut out over here. There's no plastic over here. So one side might be weighed a little bit more than the other side, right? So yeah, it's difficult to tell because here we have a little bit of plastic here with a bigger space, and here we have the plastic a little bit lower with no space. So which side ends up being heavier than the other? Don't know. You'll have to use like an independent scale, I guess, to weigh each side to see what the difference is. But yeah, one can only guess. One can only just conjecture. So yes, this is such a cool kit, isn't it? Yeah, even though it's like meant for fun and not for racing, it's still a cool kit. It comes with a little black bear right there, the Kumamon 15th anniversary edition, as you see here. Yeah, 15 years of celebrating Kumamon. Very, very cool. And if you like the color scheme, like who doesn't like black and red as like colors that stand out, right? Pretty darn cool. So yeah, everybody, if you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel. You'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you. Bye.